miss it.
More than we have.
This is a breaking story.
Troubling question.
From Fox 5, this is Fox News Sunday.
Good evening. A major announcement tonight out of Waco, Texas. Something people have been wondering about since the Branch Davidian compound burned to the ground 2 weeks ago. Did David Koresh somehow make it out of the compound? The answer is no. Authorities say his body was among those they pulled from the ashes.
Mr. Koresh's body was located in the room next to the kitchen area of the compound, which served as their communication headquarters. Preliminary autopsy indicate Mr. Koresh also received a single gunshot wound to the front portion of the head.
They identified him through x-rays and dental records. His is the sixth body to be publicly identified, but the cause of death was not released. You'll recall Koresh was wounded in a shootout with federal agents on February 28th. It was that raid that started the 51-day standoff. All that glitters is not always gold. It could be fakes and stolen on top of that. Police are searching for some thieves who broke into a Manhattan jewelry store. Linda Schmidt has the details.
It was through this second-story rear window at 15 West 47th Street in Manhattan that burglars reportedly broke in at 2 this morning. Their target, the Ordan Corporation, a jewelry manufacturer. The bandits made off with an estimated $1 million in gold and costume jewelry. The owner of the business did not want his face on camera, but says it's the second time burglars have hit him since July.
This time, I think these are the same people, because they barely touched the stones and they went right to the safes.
Police say the thieves had to get through the window and office doors before making it to 2 safes loaded with jewels. The business owner is complaining that the private security company he employs, D&W Alarm Company, took more than 20 minutes to respond, giving the burglars plenty of time to rip him off. A company spokesman talked to me through an intercom system, saying no one was available to comment.
Do you have any information in regards to the response time to the Ordan Corporation heist last night?
Hello? No, ma'am, I don't. I don't know anything about that. Do you have any information on that? You have to call tomorrow.
So I would have to talk to the supervisor tomorrow. There's no way to get any information today.
No, ma'am, sorry about that.
The burglary victim is also blaming the landlord of his building.
I'm going after the landlord for the last 7 months to concrete my windows. He promised me, but nothing happened. It's a very easy target.
The man repairing the damage agrees that security is lax.
There's no cameras, there's nothing to detect anyone being back there.
But other tenants say the building is perfectly secured.
I feel this building is perfectly fine. I mean, there's no problem with me. I mean, I'm here from last 7 years, and I don't have any problem in this building.
Fox News was unable to reach the landlord for comment. Meanwhile, neighboring businesses are concerned about how the heist will affect business.
47th Street does not really have a good image for some people because so many things happen. And it's a shame because there's a lot of hard-working people on this street.
The investigation is continuing. Linda Schmidt, Fox News.
A city housing police officer is in stable condition tonight after he and 2 friends were shot and wounded in Brooklyn. Authorities say the shooting apparently was sparked by a dispute between the cop, who was off duty at the time, his friends, and 3 other men. A search is on for the attackers. A fatal hit-and-run in Brooklyn. Police say 27-year-old Diane Gordon was struck by a car as she crossed McDonald Avenue last night in Borough Park. While she was on the ground, she was hit by a second car. Both cars fled the scene. Gordon died later at the hospital. And charges have been upgraded to manslaughter and assault against a Brooklyn man whose car jumped a curb and plowed into some pedestrians yesterday in Brownsville. A 4-year-old boy later died. Police say Alexander Cephas's license has been suspended 63 times. New Yorkers are trying to get a leg up on a disease that is crippling and killing thousands of people. That is why so many joined in a march today to raise millions of dollars for the fight against AIDS. Ki Young-yoon has this report.
Under a radiant sun, 28,000 men, women, children, and yes, even pets took a step in the fight against AIDS.
People need help. They need money for research and to live.
because they're trying to survive, and we wanted to help. We wanted to do something to help them.
A lot of people just don't know. They're not aware of what's going on, and this is one way to get them aware.
Their mood was lighthearted, yet their purpose was deadly serious.
People should understand that AIDS is a growing problem, and the only way really to solve it is research. And you need money to research, and by doing this, you raise a lot of money.
A lot of people I know have been having problems with this, and I feel I had to do my part.
Organizers are calling this year's 8th annual AIDS Walk the largest and most successful AIDS fundraiser in history. The thousands who completed the 10-kilometer trail raised more than $5 million for the gay men's health crisis.
85 cents out of every dollar that's raised goes right into GMHC programs like legal services, free meals, at-home buddy care, all that sort of thing. So it's a good day.
And among those out here on this beautiful spring day, some have intensely personal reasons for being part of the walk.
I lost a father for AIDS, and so I'm walking in his place because he's not here today to be there.
You know, I'm an HIV positive person, so on a very personal level, to see all these people out here fighting against AIDS is really heartwarming to someone like me.
Everyone's been touched in some way, shape, or form, whether it's at work, and their family, with a partner, and people are really concerned. And so I think what you saw today was the face of New York City, which is just as diverse and beautiful and different, and we really sort of relish that diversity. We find real strength in that.
In Manhattan, Kyung-Yoon, Fox News.
Tennis star Monica Seles is on her way home to the United States tonight. She was stabbed in the back at a match last Friday. Police say the suspect wanted to knock her out of the competition to help Steffi Graf. Graf lost in the finals today. Well, still ahead, we'll have the latest on the school board elections, plus a California crowd looks on in horror as tragedy strikes at an air show. Stay with us.
Along with 50 other standard amenities, the Nissan Maxima GXE has a keyless entry system on the door. This system allows you to unlock doors, open the trunk, and even open windows automatically. But if you think the door is impressive, just imagine what's behind it. Now you can lease a Maxima for just $1,000 down and $269 a month for 24 months.
Ooh, take me where there's something special in the air.
American Airlines can take you to more of the Caribbean than anyone. With flyaway vacation packages from $358 to $666. So given all the options, what will it be?
Something special.
American Airlines, something special to the Caribbean.
At Finest Supermarket, something new has happened. Just when you need it most, we've dropped prices on thousands and thousands of items throughout the store. In fact, our prices aren't the only thing we've dropped. Finest Supermarket is now Edwards Superfood Store. And with our total lower cost, you'll cart home the savings every time you shop. Drop in and see us soon.
Jeep days are here. That's right. The incredible opportunity to save on the Jeep vehicle you've been waiting for is now even more exciting with an unbelievable selection. Choose from hundreds of award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokees and get up to $1,100 in savings. Enjoy cash back on classic Cherokee Sport. Or get legendary Wrangler as low as this. So come in for Jeep days at your Jeep and Eagle dealer today, because days like these won't be here for long. Now financing available with no payments until August.
City school board elections are this Tuesday. They usually come and go without much notice, but this year it's a different story. It's being called a holy war involving reading, writing, and what some call a crusade by the religious right. Linda Schmidt attended a Get Out the Vote rally in Jamaica, Queens tonight. Linda.
Well, Rosanna, traditionally less than 10% of the general public turn out for the school board elections, but this year morality is a very hot topic, which is prompting several different groups to urge people to get out in powerful numbers and vote. About 200 people filled the Allen African Methodist Episcopal Church in Jamaica, Queens. The featured speaker, Mayor David Dinkins, urging a backlash against Pat Robertson's Christian Coalition and its attempts to influence Tuesday's community school board elections.
Pat Robertson, who claims to be espousing the will of the far right. Well, he is way right. He's to the right of Genghis Khan. So we had better get our act together, because if we do not, we place these young people in jeopardy.
The Christian Coalition distributed its candidate voter guide at St. Patrick's Cathedral. The group is still fuming over a proposed curriculum endorsing AIDS and gay tolerance education. Instead, the coalition wants school boards who will emphasize family values.
We know what's best for our community. We do not need people coming from other places to form coalitions to try and inform us about what's best educationally wise for our children. We don't need any people trying to stand over us and tell us.
Well, once again, the school board elections are going to be held on Tuesday, and it's probably going to take about 2 weeks before the final results are in. For now, reporting live in Jamaica, Queens, I'm Linda Schmidt, Fox News. Back to you, Rosanna.
Thanks, Linda. And of course, we'll have complete coverage of the school board elections on Tuesday on the 10 o'clock news. Mayor Dinkins takes the wraps off his election year budget tomorrow. He spent part of today going over the spending plan with Budget Director Philip Michael and another advisor on the veranda at Gracie Mansion. The mayor has had his work cut out for him, how to plug a major hole because of less money from Albany. Federal investigators reportedly want to talk to Governor Jim Florio's chief of staff. The New York Times says the subpoena has to do with an inquiry into allegations of bribes and the New Jersey Turnpike Authority's $3 billion bond issue. The report says the aide, Joseph Salima, is not a target of the probe, and neither is Florio. Russian President Yeltsin is facing a backlash for violence during May Day celebrations. Hundreds of pro-communist demonstrators rallied today in front of Parliament, calling Yeltsin a butcher. Hardliners circulated petitions that called for a special session of the Congress of People's Deputies to discuss the unrest. 2 separate investigations have been launched into the violence that left hundreds of people injured and 1 policeman dead. The leader of Bosnia's Serbs has signed a peace agreement, but the Clinton administration says it doesn't change anything and it plans to keep the pressure on. Jan Smith reports.
U.S. officials are hesitant to call the announcement from Athens a breakthrough. President Clinton, whose only appearance was a jog down Washington streets, says the peace agreement is a positive step. Even though the Serbs have signed on, President Clinton says he will continue to plan for the use of military force to make sure the Serbs follow through in their actions.
We're not going to be much influenced by a signature on a piece of paper or nice-sounding words. If the Serbs are serious about ending the war, they will have to stop the shelling of innocent civilians and the destruction of towns and cities in Bosnia.
And Vice President Gore says the Serbs must also stop interfering with UN relief missions and return captured territory. In London, Secretary of State Warren Christopher continues his consultations with U.S. allies to build support for Clinton's military plan to force the Serbs to comply. The measures would include limited airstrikes against Serb positions in Bosnia and lifting the arms embargo to help Bosnians defend themselves. The president is also trying to build support at home. Senate Minority Leader Robert Dole says President Clinton telephoned him with first word of the peace plan. His message?
The thrust of it was keep the pressure on, and I agree with that. Been saying so. I think we should have done it a year and a half ago, or at least 14 months ago, but better late than never.
But full congressional support for military action is still in question. It is estimated that 20 to 25,000 American troops will eventually be needed to help with UN enforcement of a peace plan.
The next move is up to the Bosnian Serb parliament, which is expected to vote on the peace agreement this week. President Clinton is trying to ratchet up the pressure economically, politically, and militarily to try to end the brutal killings in Bosnia. At the White House, Jan Smith, Fox News.
An air show turned into a horrifying crash as thousands of people watched. A Korean War vintage jet fighter swooped down at the El Toro Marine Corps Air Station in California. The bottom of the jet skimmed the ground and burst into flames. The pilot was killed. None of the spectators were hurt, but they were terribly shaken. This is the 3rd time there's been a crash there in 8 years, and the 3rd time a flyer has died. Still ahead, some researchers say a couple of drinks may do the body good. And a good hard look at finding the right pair of glasses for your little one. We'll be right back.
Tonight's Fox Family File brought to you by Roy Rogers. Try Roy's Roasters. It's outrageously good.
Welcome to Roy Rogers, where the chickens come home to roast. Right now, get a quarter roaster with cornbread and your choice of 2 sides for just $2.99. Or feed a family of 4 with 4 quarters, cornbread, and your choice of 2 large sides for just $9.99. Take them back to the nest. Have a wing ding. Roy's Roasters, the chicken that rules the roost.
One of a kind, yeah, yeah.
As a parent, you know you can never have enough eyes keeping your children safe from trouble. But what happens when your little one's vision becomes cause for concern? In tonight's Fox Family File, we set our sights on eyeglasses.
What's better, wearing these or if I take them off?
Wearing them.
Each year, an estimated 15 to 20% of kids under the age of 13 will probably need glasses. How do you know if your kids need them? Often with younger children like 4-year-old Alexandra Klossner, the pediatrician will usually spot the problem and recommend a visit to the ophthalmologist. Older kids will usually tell you themselves.
Most common symptoms in children who acquire glasses, actually the most common symptom is a child will complain. A child will say, I can't see the blackboard, or I'm having trouble reading. That's often a hallmark that there's obviously an eye problem. Other things that perhaps are more subtle, the child will squint their eyes when they're trying to focus on something. Some children will complain of frontal headaches. Another thing that parents may notice is that the eyes may cross in, and that also is often something that's treated with just glasses. What is that over there? What do you see? What's he doing?
Playing a drum.
If you don't pick these things up early, as we did with Alexandra, children can actually lose vision. They get sort of a lazy eye. And if that's not picked up early, it's often irreversible.
Alexandra's problem is nearsightedness and astigmatism. She needs glasses. So the next step on the way to clearer vision is a visit to the optician. Alexandra took along her mom, Dr. Janet Fishman, and her friend Nicole to Harlequin Optique in Manhattan to help pick out her new glasses.
And I know it's important for parents to guide their children towards selection, but sometimes you're better off taking cues from the child, letting them make their selection, because they would know what they will like, and if they pick what they will like, they will wear them.
Wow. What do you think? Yuck. Yuck. She likes them.
Oh, what do you think? Do you like them?
They're a little too high. Like them? I think I want these.
What do you think, Nicole?
Good.
Let me see. Really, really beautiful.
A new study says a few drinks a day may help keep the doctor away. Researchers at Brigham and Women's Hospital of Boston found higher levels of high-density lipoproteins in patients who consumed up to 3 drinks a day. HDL, or good cholesterol, helps fight heart disease, but some doctors disagree, saying the negative effects of alcohol cannot be ignored. Oh well. And when it comes to heart transplants, why are 81% of the recipients men? That's the question researchers at the University of Pennsylvania studied. They say the biggest reason? Women refuse the procedure 4 times more than men. They think women may be more likely to accept the prospect of dying. Space Shuttle Columbia is going to spend an extra day in space. NASA says the 7-member crew conserved energy, making it possible to extend the mission. And in what is a first, researchers from Earth successfully got a robot to act on command. Columbia will land Thursday in Florida. Still ahead, Nick's back to work forecast, and the curtain is coming down on a big role for Marla Maples. Keep it where it is. Fox News Sunday is coming right back.
I would die for this group.
Lydia's devotion to her church nearly ruined her family. Meet the person who freed her. Plus Larry's flying high.
Oh, man. Woo!
And a new diet to get you into that bikini. Join us Monday starting at 6 on Good Day New York.
I'm
I'm dreading the day he discovers junk food.
Actually, I'm afraid that I'll end up eating more of it than him. I think yogurt was one of the first foods that he ate, actually.
Thank you. Kids naturally like milk, and they need calcium. White and Lively yogurt's got calcium.
It's creamy and it's fruity and it's the perfect size. Kids get their habits from their parents, and, well, I eat a lot of White and Lively yogurt.
Does Mommy get any?
Not the cup, then.
Look for free seeds on every kid pack and grow a garden with your kid.
Mercury Grand Marquis has more passenger room than Buick Park Avenue or Olds 98. More trunk room and more horsepower. But there's one thing it has that's less than its competition. A sticker price thousands less. The 6-passenger V8-powered Mercury Grand Marquis. And now with $1,500 cash back. You simply have to have it. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
You try so hard to teach us all. Do you really think you'll reach us all? Crowded classrooms make the chances small. How will you teach us today?
It's spring break. And where is everybody?
In Lake Edna for the Colonel's spring break at KFC.
Everybody's loving KFC's new Snack Attack. Honey barbecue flavored wings pieces, hot wings pieces, and new spicy chicken bites. Choose your KFC favorite or try all 3 in one awesome Snack Attack pack for one awesome price of $4.99.
A great deal for everyone. Well, almost everyone.
Marla Maples took her last curtain call as a Will Rogers Folly. She's leaving the Broadway show to prepare for her next role. She is due to have the Donald's baby in about 6 months. Maples said her goodbyes to the cast and crew at the restaurant Coyote Cakes. Well, let's hope we don't have to say goodbye to this gorgeous weather. Nick, you did good this weekend.
Well, for a change, right? We've been.
I wasn't going to say that, but.
Okay, well, that's all right. I understand. We're looking at some pretty decent weather still in the upcoming forecast, Rosanna, but it's sort of a give and take, okay? What we've had is really spectacular. It's kind of hard to beat that, but we still have some good stuff, as you'll see, coming up in the forecast in just a little bit. But before we get to that, let's talk about today. What a spectacular day. Just a few high fair weather clouds, and our temperature got up into the 70s in most places. Now it's 57. Dew point at 47, humidity 69%, and wind is out of the northwest at 9. The barometer is rising from 30, 38. And you'll see our record book now will show you. If we have it, maybe if we don't, I'll tell you. The high was 79, and the low this morning was 56 degrees. All right, let's go on and check out then our stats for the day. You'll see that we had some cool readings still out on Long Island as the water temperature only around 49. Wind comes in off the ocean and it stays cooler as it is there now, only in the lower 50s to 58 at Clifton as one of the warmer spots tonight, and same up in Newburgh. A close-up satellite, you're saying, oh my goodness, what is this? All these clouds out there. These are just high clouds. Nothing to fear, just high clouds, no big problems, as all the problems weather-wise really are out here in the Plain States with some showers and thunderstorms. Some are pushing towards Florida tonight, and we just have, again, nothing really too severe to worry about in our forecast, as these are pretty much just higher clouds. What we do have is a wind coming in off the ocean, and that will multiply itself in our weather forecast over the next couple of days, while all the storming, as you see, still is out there. Warm weather, too, moving through the midsection of the country. Tomorrow, that wind continues off the ocean, so a few more clouds will be around, but it'll keep it a little cooler, too, with some sunshine, probably only close to 70 at best. Let's check the forecast then for New York City and the tri-state area. You'll see that we have mostly clear and patchy fog, 56 in towns and 40s in the suburbs. Tomorrow, what a nice day, but a few more clouds, some sunshine, 68, cooler at the shore. 5-day forecast, it should get a little bit better. We'll look for 71 on Tuesday. Could be a bit of cloud cover here and there. It warms up Wednesday and Thursday, though, back into the 80s, at least low 80s, and then maybe cooling down a bit by Friday. See, that's not all that bad. You can deal with that, can't you?
I think we can.
Good.
I think we don't have much of a choice.
That's true, too.
Okay. Tom McDonald is raring to get started with Sports Extra. Was the weather a motivator in the sports arena today?
It must have been, I'll tell you, Ro, because the weather was great today, and so were all the local sports teams. Clean sweep for the Mets, Yanks, Islanders, and Knicks. We'll show you how they all won. Hear from Jimmy Key, Paul O'Neill, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Pat Riley, and more when Sports Extra breaks out of the starting gate. Next, Rosanna.
All right, Tommy. And finally, from Long Beach, California, a contest to find dogs that are, well, real dogs. It was the annual Ugly Dog Contest. The competition was fierce. Some owners even got into the act. This year's winner, a canine by the name of Critter. All right, that's Fox News Sunday. I'm Rosanna Scotto. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here next Sunday. Good night.